Since 1994, the Centre has been a force for storytelling in Canada and for cultivating and shaping the next generation of new storytellers for the communications, media, and design world. Tonight we are here to celebrate our story, which is also your story, as you are all a big part of who we are and our success. I'm actually a past graduate. Going back a couple of years here, I graduated in '94, which is the same year that this very nice facility opened, so I never got to fully enjoy it. But I remember it was at the end of my first year at Centennial. I was in the radio and television broadcasting program. I think it's called something different now. A past graduate, Stan Popokis, who is here in the room, where are you, Stan? He gave me his card and said, hey, why don't you come and volunteer at Omni Television, which I did, and it worked out pretty well. So it's a great course. It's what drew me to this. I love the idea that you get to go into the real world and practice what you learn here. So I'm very happy to have been a part of Centennial College. Right now I want to introduce Nate Horowitz. When I was here, Nate was my photography professor, and he's definitely come a long way. He is the Dean of the Center for Creative Communications right now, so let's put our hands together and welcome Nate Horowitz.
Thank you very much, George. Thank you. If any of you have watched the landscaping show, where was it? Was it the Women's Television Channel? The Garden Again. Yeah. Do you remember a landscaping show with a man and a woman? And that was George. He was watching her landscape, and he did a great job doing that. Thank you, George, and thanks for emceeing tonight. I want to thank Rico, our main sponsor for tonight. Welcome to everyone. This event is our very first annual partners event. What does that mean? We're here to thank you. We want to thank you for taking on our students on placement. Those of you who want to take our students on placement, we've invited you because we want you to know who we are, what we're doing, and meet our students. I have some stories that I want to talk about, but first of all, I'd like to talk about partnership. Wikipedia, you're all familiar with Wikipedia. Wikipedia defines partner. Partner dances are the dances whose basic choreography involves coordinated dancing of two partners, as opposed to individuals dancing alone or individually in a non-coordinated manner. It's pretty good. I like this one better, Merriam-Webster. Middle English for partner, that's around the 14th century, 13th century. Partenaire, alteration of parsenae from Anglo-French coparine. You know what it means? One that shares. Partnership is sharing. My first experience in partnership started when I was about 9. I started a film club in my neighborhood, and the film club made films. We took rolls of paper, drew on them, waxed the paper, and put it through a projector. And we said, if you want to do this, it'll cost you 5 cents. And we got a lot of kids who were involved in it at the time. And that was back when 8 or 9 years of age. I thought that was a great way to share. One day, one of my friends, Alan, his father came rushing up to our porch and was very angry. He wanted to talk to my father. He said, your son has threatened Alan. If he doesn't pay the 5 cents, he won't be a partner. And my dad naturally took his side and said, what are you doing? Well, you know, he's accused you of being a thug. And I said, what? Like I'm 9, you know? What? I'm into movies. I don't know anything about this. Turned out to be some other kid who's taking partnership in a whole new direction. So that was an interesting early lesson in partners. When we opened the center in 1994, it's been about 13 years, we got a call from a person, it's a true story, who said that his team of internet specialists, remember there was no web till just late 94, 95, but the internet was around. He said that he had a team of specialists in the CN Tower. They'd heard about our center, they wanted to tour it, and they wanted to partner with us, and they wanted to be here. So we said, boy, this is interesting, because we'd been attracting a number of groups. We thought, this is really creative, we're going to get an interesting group. And about 8 men arrived. The person who called me, heavy-set, beard. All the other men were Norwegian-looking, over 60, all wearing black turtleneck sweaters and shaved heads. It looked like they landed on this planet. And they were all over 6 feet, walking through the building. And so when we said, so what is it you do? What is it you do that you want to partner with us? And they said, we watch the universe through its waves. And that was another lesson in partnership for us. I swear, they looked like they were out of a Bergman film. All marching to death. I want to say that partnership works because of our students, our wonderful faculty and staff, many of whom are here tonight, and our administration of the college. The School of Communications, Media and Design is located at the Creative Communications campus and at the HP campus. We have a small operation there with the U of T Scarborough. This year, Centennial is 40 years old. It's the first college in the system, and communications, our field, is 40 years old. We've driven the industry. Bravo. We've driven the industry. Yeah, please. We're partnered with the U of T in 2 joint programs, journalism and new media, and it's very successful. The grads are out there doing all kinds of work. You're seeing their names. We're also partnered, Centennial is also partnered with the Maharishi Group. Yes, that's the Maharishi Yogis, 5 sons. And they have a lot of credibility, street cred in India. And they have a lot of money. And they're doing it very intelligently. They're our partner in India in a major art and animation school. And recently, all of our grads in that school in Delhi have been hired into the animation industry in India. And they want more. And I'll bet you in about 5 years, I know we have several game developers here tonight, and Nelvana folks and George Elliott Animation. I can tell you that in 5 to 6 years, India will be exporting jobs to North America in this field. We're also partnered, a new partnership. They're here tonight, WNED, PBS, TVO, Magazines Canada, Jazz FM, Hot Docs, 3rd largest documentary film festival in North America, in the world actually, sorry, the Real Asian Film Festival, and Bite TV. Bite TV's just got nominated, and we'll see what happens. These partnerships are there because you folks took on our students, took them on placement, and you grew together. That's why you want us. You saw the student worked with you, and that created a bond. By the way, Centennial led the way in placement, meaning internship, partnership, starting in 78, 79. We led the way. Do you know Centennial has we have the most internships in this province, and in this school, School of Communications and Media Design, we have the longest duration internships, 15 weeks, 8 weeks, so on. And the reason for that is industry wants that. And we're highly competitive in that respect. The partnerships that have come from placement provide the value to the students, especially the postgraduate students, many of whom come from universities, colleges, or work experience, and they haven't had any internships. They haven't had applied opportunities. And so when they come out of humanities, the arts, social sciences, and they come here, they're often doing things that are true to their nature, and that's what we can offer. It's not that writing essays and researching and critical thinking is not true to their nature, but they do so much better in teamwork and applied work, and then the internship. So we're a destination for many postgraduate students. We also are a destination for post-secondary, high school graduates. I know many students have come back to us and say, that company that took me on internship, I want to work for them. I like the people there. They are models for me. That becomes a partnership and a relationship. The rhythm of a good partnership means that we're dancing together. That's the definition earlier on from Wikipedia. It means that as we grow, we can, through placement, collaborative research, and advancement, morph together. We can dance together. We hope to be able to start this year and continuing. As you now know, the Centre for Creative Communications is a big part of the communications, media, and design story in Canada. With more than 12,000 graduates, numerous awards, and international reputation for excellence, we continue to be at the forefront because of people like you, partners like you, both individuals and organizations that have chosen to work with us and build the community. We all thank you. Thanks very much. I'd now like to introduce Peter Kent. Is there anybody who doesn't know Peter Kent? Peter Kent has a wonderful story, tremendous background. Two Iraqi wars ago, 3 Scud missiles ago. That was my brother. Yes. And everybody knows Peter. I'd like Peter, if you could come up. Thank you. Peter's our keynote speaker for tonight, and we want to welcome Peter. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate. And I'll be a very brief keynote speaker. I'd just like to say that when I got into broadcast journalism, TV pictures were black and white with sprocket holes down the side. Certainly broadcast journalism was much more an apprenticeship concept than a degree or diploma course. I was starting out just about the time that Bill Davis launched the college system, which Centennial was in the vanguard and a forerunner. It wasn't all that long ago, even once we saw an explosion in communications and journalism schools, that at Global TV, for example, a grad would arrive in the newsroom and have to go a certain amount of post-fitting, an updating of what they'd learned from the books in their practical courses, retraining to the specific newsroom that they arrived in. That's no longer the case, and in fact, Global is delighted, and Centennial is again in the forefront of the worker factories in terms of when a Centennial grad or second-year student comes for an internship or a job, it is a known quantity. We don't have to think twice about the qualifications that they're arriving with. And I'd just like to say tonight that Global is honored to be considered a partner, and our broader CanWest Media Works group, the National Post, and I'm sure we can find Centennial grads at any of our other 14 newspapers across the country and on our web and online properties. We're delighted to be recognized here tonight. Keep up the good work. These are exciting, challenging, sometimes terrifying days in the electronic media, but it's still an awful lot of fun. We still need talent. Content does remain king, and I say to Centennial, bring it on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's wonderful to have you here, and you've spoken to our students, and Peter's been here several times and spoken to our students, and it's delightful to have you back again. And without taking a side on it, good luck in the election coming up. You're going to be in the you're running in a 905 zone? Okay. I'd like to now present our first annual award for Field Placement Partnership. Around 1982, CHUM Limited selected Centennial for the City Scholarship. I believe we were the first. Not the last, but the first. And we've been doing this every year. CHUM is a very highly valued partner. I don't know what it'll be called next month, but it's CHUM Limited this month. And we'd like to present the first annual award to recognize CHUM Limited and how you've really worked with our students of the year. I'd like to introduce Marci Martin, Vice President of Production at CHUM Limited. Marci?
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is so wonderful. Thank you, Nate. Are the drinkers still drinking down there? Boy, they are a noisy group over there. Come on, let's have some respect over here. Nate, thank you very much. And certainly on behalf of CHUM, we really do appreciate this special recognition. But in turn, CHUM definitely needs to recognize Centennial also, because it takes two to make a good partnership. And we have been partners for over 20 years. It's really 25 years. And you have to say that it has been a very good marriage. I think some of us in our personal life would like to think we can last that long in a marriage. So we're really delighted and honored that you're recognizing us tonight. I'm going to lose the mic every time I look at you. Sorry about that. When the city turned 10 in 1982, we had something to celebrate. One, that we had made it that far, because lots of people didn't think we would. And two, that we were able to bring an original voice to television, and people wanted to watch it. We did it with dedicated, creative people. We knew that the young, inexperienced grads who walked through those doors of City TV were broadcasting stars and leaders of tomorrow. You know, I notice I'm struggling, and I've got my glasses here. Oh my God, now I know what I'm seeing. Okay. So we did start the City TV Scholarship to identify and encourage those rising stars and invest in the development of Canadian talent, both in front of and behind the scenes, behind the camera. We too were looking for good partners, organizations and educators that understood the value of both textbook knowledge and on-the-job training, hands-on. And Centennial fit that bill. You know, a lot like City TV, Centennial wasn't the best funded, didn't have the best equipment, and we certainly could identify with that. Oh, thank you for being quiet down there. The bar should have been over here. Centennial was truly ahead of its time. As Nate had said, lots of schools at the time did not value job placement. They didn't want to let their students go for a semester without classroom textbook knowledge. And Centennial did understand the value of that and understood that it was good business and the first step to employment and worth the academic credit. Success was also achieved through the passion and commitment of two people that I certainly could not leave without mentioning. And those were the instructors, Don Gray and Ken Cassavoy. These truly were instructors that had the passion and the commitment that is rare to see. They really believed in those students, and they went beyond the classroom and into the field and took a personal interest in the success of every student they had. I saw it, we all saw it, and so many of them are here too that graduated with Dawn and Ken. And it's something that continues with Centennial today, and I'm very happy that Centennial continues with that value. It was then that we started to place students in training with Dawn and with Ken, hand in hand, And before long, they became our future decision makers and creative teams of today. They are the ones that are putting the production and creative on the air that you see today. I do want to point out that I'm happy to say that our very first scholar is here tonight. Jeff Reynolds, you have to put your hand up. Where are you? Jeff started with us in 1983. He quickly moved within many departments at CHUM, providing his expertise and creative eye to key programming. We wouldn't give any programming. It was very key to have the best people. And even though he eventually went out on his own, we keep pulling him back. Jeff is now working on our next big production, Canada's Next Top Model, Cycle 2, which he should be doing tonight, but I'm very happy that he's here. So I guess we can say, Jeff, you never left. And so from Jeff and now to Patrick O'Keefe, he's not here, but he is our recent our recent scholar who placed with Much Music. He is now working with a full-time job in Much Music. And again, this is all about good partners. So many Centennial students have been part of the success of City, of Much, Space, Bravo, all of the CHUM stations. They are producer directors like Candy Signorini, who also sits on the advisory board committee, head of operations for all our music stations, Neil State, who's not with us today, but in a key position with us, director of CHUM marketing, Susan Arthur, senior creative producers and managers like Simon Evans, Sherry Greengrass, Tamar Petrie, Christian is here, Shannon Loftus, thank you. And of course you get to see Liz West and Jennifer Valentine every day on BT and Star Daily. They are our on-camera stars. They've all become key partners, something that you're here to celebrate tonight. Today's broadcasters, leaders, and stars. So on behalf of City TV and all the other 32 CHUM television stations, thank you. Centennial College, for recognizing the importance of education both in the classroom and in the field, and keeping this relationship productive, vibrant, and relevant. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Marci. As you heard, we've got over 100 graduates in the CHUM Limited group, or whatever they're going to be called next month. But thank you, Marci, for accepting. It's our pleasure. Now, I'd like to raise a toast to the Center for Creative Communications and all of our guests here. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
This is my cue to tell you all that the speeches have wrapped up, the bar is open, the food will be flowing, and one very quick thank you to Marci, Peter, Nate, and basically all of you for being here tonight. The shadow casters, where are you guys? They'll be doing the music. They're there in the corner. You guys take requests? And throw some requests their way. They're going to be playing some songs for us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next year. Thank you, everybody.